Good morning. Albin Rowland coming to you from Providence. And today I want to send out some positive affirmations, do a little guided meditation, and a bit of a healing session. But first, I'm going to give a shout out to one of my good friends here in Providence, who was the city arborist for many years. His name is Doug Steele, and he has a great brand new podcast called This Old Tree. In his first episode, he talks about the Betsy Williams Sycamore, which is located in Roger Williams Park. So please check on down farther in my feed where you'll see the link to that podcast and give it a listen. I know Doug will appreciate the support. But even more than that, you're going to learn some great history if you follow this series. Trees have seen so much more than we have in their lifetime. They get to live to be quite old in many, many cases. And so through the eyes of those trees, metaphorically or however you want to look at it, because trees are aware of our presence or the presence of their environment around them at least. And you can tell by the way they respond. It's like everything else. If you nourish and feed them, they do quite well. And if they're deprived and starved, well, that's a different matter. They don't do so well. So also, they support each other through their root systems. There's so much interesting things out there about the life of trees, but I'm not the expert there. So listen to Doug's podcast and you'll learn quite a bit about that, I'm sure, as the series progresses. All right, moving ahead. Get yourself in a quiet place where you can be grounded. You can put your feet on the floor or stand up if that makes you feel better. And you want to feel that connection to the earth. You want to feel that energy kind of beginning to flow. And I like to say still your mind, but the thing is, it's okay for thoughts to come into your head. And you're going to notice them. And then you're going to let them go. So coming at it from that perspective, we're going to focus on mental and physical well-being. And just feeling positive all the way around. Now, I'm a guy who made a career change a few years back. And I lost pretty much all of my friends. For a series of reasons. Part of it was my own behavior, but a lot of it was just kind of wrong, but it's okay. Because what I'm here to tell you is that you have the power to start again. You have the power to remake your life. And you're going to find that there are plenty of people out there who do love and support you. So that's what we're going to focus on now is how do we get back on the right track after we've been on the wrong track? So as you're standing there grounded, you want to feel that energy rising up through your lowest point that's in contact with the ground or the floor of your house, wherever. You're going to feel the energy rising on up, out through your head or through your upstretched arms, whatever's that highest point. And as that occurs, you're going to feel the healing. Healing coming into your toes and ankles and on up into your lower leg and into your knees. And as this happens, any pains that you suffer from are going to soften and begin to dissipate. And there's a little construction crew inside of your body as this occurs that's just taking good care of you. It's always been with you. You were born with this. And they're taking out that refuse, that bad old worn out stuff, and dumping it. And they're flipping the switches in your genes that have somehow gotten off of where they need to be so that your youth and vitality and well-being are restored, no matter whether you've taken care of yourself or smoked way too much or drank way too much or done heavy drugs. It's all being reversed, being restored. You're being given the willpower to take great care of yourself. And this energy's rising on up through your thigh area. And those little construction crew people are just using their saws and hammers and nails and drills and putting everything back together. Flipping those switches in that breaker box. And you feel the energy moving right on back up through your hips and pelvis area and your lower back. Any surgeries that you might have had over the years, you feel that scarring that you notice disappear, or at least become much less painful or noticeable than before. And on up, the energy rises on up into the abdominal area. If you're a woman who experienced a difficult pregnancy and still suffer pain in that area, or needed major surgery because you suffered from a horrible disease such as cancer or any other number of ailments, your body has such a resilience and ability to overcome. And you just feel the love that's coming to you from the universal consciousness that we all share. Yes, it's that universal consciousness that is in that tree that I talked about, that Doug talks about. It's in the sun, and it's in the wind, it's in the mountains, and the stream, and the trees, and the fishes, and the birds, and the snakes, and every other living and even just environmental thing that is necessary for life to exist here. And even not just earthly bound. It's how the moon and the sun control the tides, which is so very vital to our life. And you know, we don't even fear the viruses. Because guess what? If all viruses were eradicated right this minute, do you know that within 24 hours, maybe even less, pretty much all other life would cease to exist? And that's because a lot of our bodily functions are dependent on different types of viruses, working on different types of bacteria. So everything just needs to be in harmony. None of it's bad. Sometimes it's just out of balance, and these guys know exactly what to do because they're in tune with the universal consciousness that knows all things. And you feel that energy rising on up into the chest, rising on up into the shoulders, and going down the arms and into the fingertips. Continuing to purge out any bad feelings, any bad emotions, any physical ailments. If your shoulder's been hurting, because of that old sports injury. That construction crew's in there just working away, carrying out the old and rebuilding it, making you feel so much better. Coming on up into that neck area. And I'm telling you, since I've started doing this, the arthritis that I experience in my neck is 98% better. It's almost completely gone. That's right. Almost completely gone. And I have every confidence that it will be. And I'm already starting to notice other areas to concentrate on that I had not noticed before, because the pain in my neck had an intensity such that it masked these other areas that also needed addressing. So just continue to practice the art of meditation, and you feel the energy rising right on up into your head and clearing your brain. Do you sometimes feel like you have cobwebs in your brain or a fog and it just won't lift up? Maybe you've experienced the symptoms of long COVID or any number of things, adult fatigue syndrome, or any number of other things that can cause such a thing to occur. Well, there are answers out there for you. And these construction guys are going to work. But not only that, this universal consciousness is going to guide you to read everything that you can, to learn everything that you can. And you're going to find the right combination of meditation and natural foods, smoothies you can make for your blender, the right group of people to surround yourself with who are also on a healing journey. You're going to be guided to all of this. There's going to be times too when you feel hurt and you want to backslide into an emotional session of self-pity and a feeling of being alone. And I'm going to tell you, this is real. And you don't need to ignore that, but you do need to recognize what's going on, because you are surrounded by love, as I told you before. And if the people that are in your immediate network at this moment are unable to show any of that to you, and you need that, go out and make new connections. Go out and find those that appreciate the great things that you bring here. There is no person alive that is junk. And whatever you've done, if you feel it's bad, it can be forgiven. The fact that you're listening to this lets me know, lets the universe know, that you are interested in becoming the best that you're able to be, but also that you are not in competition with anybody else. What's meant for you will come to you in great abundance. And you'll give or feel like you're giving more than you receive. But you know what? It's not true. The abundance principle, we will always be receiving far, far, far more than we're able to give. The sunlight It's a free gift. The air that we breathe and the water that we drink, the animals that gave up their lives for the dinner plate, as well as the plants. All of this we didn't create, but it's given to us. But we are all part of it, and think of it this way: life is a tree, and we are the fruit of its branches. That's right. As you feel the confusion, as you feel the fogginess lifting out of your brain, and you can begin to see and experience that love. I want you to find wherever it is that you're having trouble right now, whatever pain it might be, whether physical or mental, or if it's just some sort of roadblock where you're trying to do something, improve your golf game or whatever it is, and you've got some sort of mental stumbling block that's holding you back from that. And find it in your energy grid that extends roughly 3 to 5 feet all around you. And I believe it's actually far more than that, and it's probably closer to infinity. But that's where the field is strong, 3 to 5 feet, and that's where you store those memories of those roadblocks and whatever it is. It's not really in your brain. I mean, the brain is a neurological network that allows us to tap into that universal consciousness and allows us to understand each other and communicate, even telepathically. But find it, locate that place that's giving you trouble, or the area that you think you're doing well in, but you just want to get even better. I want you to grab that bundle of energy wherever it's located and take it out and look at it and notice. This ball of energy, it's got color. It's got a spin to it. It's got a personality. Now, how do I feel about this color? Is it a little bit too intense or not intense enough? Is it a color I don't like? Well, guess what? I'm going to begin to manipulate that energy. I'm going to see that color morphing into something that makes me smile, makes you smile. You're going to manipulate that energy. And then we're going to take that energy. You're going to take it and you're going to spin it in the direction that reverses a negative. So if it's spinning like this and it's a negative thing, you're going to spin it the other way. If it's spinning in the direction that you want it to, but it's not quite where you need it to be, you're going to just increase the spin in that same direction. When you get that ball, the color, spin, just the way you like it, you're going to take it and you're going to look in it again, and you're going to see scenes of things playing out that deal with it. And you're going to be so good at whatever it is. Or you're going to be able to see something that brought you great pain. And now you're going to think, oh, there's wisdom in that. And I actually feel good because I know I've overcome that. And guess what? There was some sort of lesson for me to learn in life. And when I encounter this emotion again, I'm going to feel good, not bad. Yes, I know there are very painful things out there. It could have been the death of a parent or sibling or child. So we're saying not that that is going to make you happy, but that you're going to now see it as, you know what? That person is no longer here. But I can now celebrate the memories of the great things we had together. Or maybe that person was abusive. And you can see it as a way of release. And know what you don't want to be. And know that you learned something that can be helpful to others. And as you see those scenes play out, you're going to stretch it, amplify it. You're going to bring it up over the top of your head and bring it down and feel that energy going all over your body. You're going to take it back up over your head and you're going to put it in front. Then you're going to put it behind you. You're going to notice, ooh, some of those bad things can start to return if I'm not allowing myself to accept those gifts that are free to me and understand that I can reprogram and help change the direction of my life. And you're going to bring it back up in front where you can see it and where you're feeling just amazing, both physically and mentally. Where the things that you have perceived as slights and wrongs, you can now perceive as blessings in a way that has allowed you to move on, has allowed you to become connected to those who love and support you, to those who want to see you succeed. And what is succeeding? Really, it's just being your best self, feeling good, being happy and in harmony with those around you, so that you get joy out of almost every second that you breathe. You understand that the present is what you experience. So now we're going to take that ball of energy. Take that energy and look at it one last time. We've reprogrammed this thing that was causing problems. And we're going to put it right back where we got it from. Put it back and feel the exaltation and the bliss. And whenever you're ready to end the meditation, do so. And know that you brought a bit of a permanent change on your path to restoring your health, or just improving it. And that you can't go back. No. You're moving forward. You know the way. You're tapped into the universal consciousness. You don't let the things that used to cause you anger make you feel that way anymore. You see somebody driving like a jerk, or whatever you want to call it. Now you empathize with that person and you go, I don't know what can make somebody so angry. And you don't have to be the one that's in such a rush that you put others in danger because you're not thinking about anybody else. But you also don't have to judge and be angry at the one who is. You just know they're in a different place. And you can be happy that you're now able to notice, that you're able to see this scene playing out, that you have some sense of control over your emotions and how you react, that you feel so full of love, that generosity beams forth from your very being, but that you understand this comes from the tree of life to which we're all connected, that gives freely, that gives so abundantly and so infinitely that we can never run out. Never. And even when our own existence, our physical existence, we believe ceases, we're leaving that physical body behind that gets reabsorbed into that tree of life and just moves right on. We're still a part of that. And we return right back to the universal consciousness from whence we came and get ready for our next journey. Love yourself so that you can love everyone else. And remember, life is great, or even better. See you again soon. May you be well.